Welcome everyone, 1851ers. This week we're going to be doing something a little bit different for the Weekly Sizzle. We're going to be doing the Stump Sean. So, actually Stump Big Sean, because I got Little Sean with me as far as our weekly wins. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started with the Stump Sean. So Stump Sean, before as I start this off, is they're going to be asking questions about franchising, and I'll try to answer those the best I can, and hopefully I don't get stumped on every single one of them.
Feel free to comment below if you have some questions.
Yeah, and any viewers at home that want to, or at work, that want to ask some questions and try to see if they can stump me, go ahead. So, let's get started.
I'll go first.
Uh-oh, anybody who says let's go, I'll go first always has some tough ones.
Go for it. Name all of the registration states.
Wow. All right. Well, that starts off easy there. All right. Well, first of all, let me clarify that there are registration states which you have to file to the state, and the state reviews it and comments on it. And then there's also other states where it's a filing state where you have to send in your FDD, but it's not always reviewed and commented. You just have to send it to the state. So with that, this is going to embarrass myself in front of everybody in the franchising industry. But I know there's New York, Virginia, Maryland, and then we also have Illinois, and we also have Hawaii, California, Washington. How many am I up to now? Indiana. Okay. How many more left do I have? 4 more? I can go to the Northeast. North Dakota, South Dakota.
Yes.
Right around there.
And then, is it Utah? Idaho.
People ganders. Idaho.
Woo.
Am I missing any?
Great. I think we missed Indiana.
I said Indiana.
Did you say Oregon?
Oregon, I did not, but I think I thought that was a filing state.
Minnesota on there?
Minnesota.
Did you say Michigan?
Michigan's a filing state.
Now, what's each state's bird?
You stumped. There's the first stump.
Okay, I'm done.
Paul Pickett would be disappointed in you.
Ohio's is the Cardinal.
Ryan, hit it.
Oklahoma is a.
What was the FTV called prior to the FTC's revisions made in July 2007?
Oh, that's a good one. It was used to be UFOC or UFOC. I think it's probably why they changed it to I think that's why they changed it to FDD. But it stands for Uniform Franchise Offering Circular.
Universal.
Uniform. Or universal. I thought it was uniformed. Uniformed.
I got one. How many items are in an FDD?
There are 23 items in an FDD.
Can you name them all?
I couldn't name all. I can describe them all to you.
It may take a while.
It may take you a while. Is there any particular one you're interested in, Troy?
What are the 5 most important items in an FDD?
All right. Good one. Well, they're all important if you ask any attorney.
Good answer.
And I'll like to, my disclaimer is I'm not an attorney, so just don't take any of this as legal advice. Probably the most important one from a candidate perspective is going to be the item 7, which is the initial investment. Item 6 is all the fees that you can incur. Item 5 is going to be the franchise fees. Item 19 is going to be earnings claims. So earnings claims would be any financial performances that the franchise or data they have that they can share. So average unit volume is going to be important. Item 20, which is another one to look at if you're a franchise candidate, is going to be the number of locations that are in the system, and it'll show you how many have left the system or are added onto the system. So that'll give you a good, healthy look at how a brand is growing or shrinking or what's happening in the franchise system.
Good answer.
Thank you. Item 23, anybody in franchise development will always say item 23, which is a receipt page, because you have to have the receipt page signed for 14 days before you can sign any franchise agreements.
We have a question in the comments. What was the first foreign franchise?
Ooh. Into the United States? Or
Foreign, meaning it was
Outside.
foreign, yeah.
that came to the United States or that went out
Came
of the
from the United States and went out.
No, it's open.
Christopher Columbus.
Singer. Sewing machines.
Out of your sewing machine.
I have a question. It's kind of similar. It's what's the first food franchise and when?
Oh.
First when?
It probably started somewhere in Chicago, I'm guessing.
Hint, it's not Chili's.
I think it's attributed to McDonald's and Ray Kroc. And interesting enough that he didn't start McDonald's. He was, I think, a food distributor, or he sold equipment to him. And he walked into the McDonald's and he noticed that the way that they did things and their processes were very efficient and very uniformed. And so he thought, what a great business model. And he started franchising McDonald's. And so I think that's where Ray Kroc gets the, I guess, the credit for really kind of ramping franchising up in the United States. How's that?
The internet says a different change.
What chain was it?
That sounded good.
It's fighting for A&W in
Oh, okay.
1919.
Oh, all right, all right.
Interesting,
Well-
right? I mean, it could be wrong.
Yeah. We can agree to disagree.
Who's playing Ray Kroc in the upcoming Hollywood film about the beginnings of McDonald's?
I had no idea that was happening, but I'm going to DVR it.
After it comes out to TV.
I'm definitely going to put that on my Netflix.
He also played Batman at one point.
That doesn't help me.
Michael Keaton.
Oh, cool. All right. Any questions from the 1851 team?
Yeah, Sean, can you tell me what the difference between a license and a franchise is?
Oh, that's very perceptive of you to even come up with a question like that.
Can you repeat the question?
The question was, what's the difference between a license and a franchise? Because you'll see some brands that'll grow through licensing and some brands going through franchising. So the legal definition typically, and again, I'm not an attorney, so disclaimer. Yeah. The difference between a license and a franchise is primarily two things. It's going to be controls and fees. So a franchise will charge an upfront fee to get into their services, which is the franchise fee. And then they have ongoing royalties that they pay into. A license, which is different than a franchise, there will not be an upfront fee, and there's limited controls. So they can't come in and say, you have to do all these things this way. So there's the control is much limited, and there's no upfront fee to be a part of a license. So many young franchisors get themselves in trouble because they try to say they're a license, but they behave and act like a franchisor, and can find themselves in some legal issues if they start to grow and they're really a franchisor. So always seek legal advice from a professional franchise attorney if you're in that realm. Rachel.
What is the most disruptive franchise development tool currently on the market?
I love these spontaneous questions. This group that's so intuitive to everything that's going on. I would have to say 1851 franchise platform.
That's what the internet says as well.
Did you Google it? Great, that's great. I got that one right too. So if you're not familiar with it, check it out. But 1851 has been a tremendous tool for franchising and franchise brands. And so helps tell the story, and it also helps from a digital footprint standpoint. So it's a very dynamic tool. So if you're a franchise brand and you are on 1851, give me a call and we'll talk about how we can help you.